Don't miss out on our new videos by subscribing Logic Heap and pressing the bell icon.
Hello friends, welcome to Logic Heap. Today we are going to perform insert operation binary search tree. So the problem statement says you have a BST and you need to insert a node with value, whatever value is given to you in your BST. Okay, so let's say this is our BST, okay, and this is the value we need to insert. Now you remember the condition of BST. What does it say? That for any node's key, okay, all the nodes in the left subtree should have smaller values than this node's key, and all the elements in the right subtree should have greater values than your node's key, and this holds for every node of your BST. That's the only condition. Left subtree smaller keys, right subtree greater keys. Okay, now we should add this new node having the value, whatever value you want to insert, in such a way that it doesn't violate the condition of your BST. Okay friends, let's try to build its logic. Now we have 140 and we want to insert it in this tree. So we'll start with the root, we'll compare 100 and 140. Now 140 is greater, so if you want to insert it, it should be somewhere in the right subtree of it. Since 100's right is not empty, okay, if 100's right would have been empty, we would have inserted 140 here itself, but it's not empty. So what we'll do, if we want to insert it, it should be somewhere in the right subtree. You can feel the smell of recursion from here, that we need to move to the right subtree. Now this problem has become smaller. 140 we need to insert in this right subtree. We cannot insert it in the left, right? So we'll insert it in the right. Okay, now we are calling the insert function again, and this time we are passing 140 but the root is 150. So we'll compare 150 and 140 this time. So 150 is greater, it means 140 if needs to be inserted, it should be in the left subtree. If left of this root is empty, no, it has got something. So we'll call the insert method again for this left subtree. Okay. Now 125 becomes the root, we'll compare 125 and 140. Now 140 is bigger. Okay, now the interesting thing is, we need to insert 140 to the right and right is empty. So we'll insert 140 here. Okay friends, so you got the logic what we are doing here. Every time we are checking the node's data with the value, and if suppose your value is greater, we'll check in the right if right is empty of that node. If it is empty, we'll insert this new node with this value there itself. If it is not empty, we are calling the same method again with root dot right, means the root node of the right subtree. Okay, and then we have made this problem smaller to, just like here, we have made this problem smaller to insert in this right subtree somewhere. Okay, and that we are doing again and again till we find the place where we can insert this node. So if you can see here, I have written two cases. One case is so this is one corner case that you should always think about. What if your root is none? If your root is none, it means your BST is empty. Then you can insert this new node there itself. So see what I am doing, I am creating a new node. If you don't understand how I am creating a new node, you can see the tutorial where I have given introduction to trees. There I have created a class as node. So here I am calling the constructor of node class and passing the value as 140. So the reference of this new node will go in the root. Okay. So the new node that you have created, its reference you will have to keep in the root because that's the only element of your BST. So this is the case when root is none. But when root is not none, then the logic that we just discussed, we'll compare value, we'll see we need to move to the left or to the right. If we need to move to the left, we'll see if it is empty. Okay. If there is nothing in the left, we'll insert the new node there. Else we'll call insert method again for root dot left. Okay. If we had to move to this side, we would have called root dot left. Then we have made this problem smaller and smaller. Similarly, if we need to move to the right, what we'll do, we'll check if there's nothing in the root dot right, then we can insert the new node there itself. Else we'll call insert for root dot right. So now I think you have understood the logic. Next thing is to write the code. I am writing the code next, but I would recommend you to pause the video here and write the code by yourself since you have understood the logic. Whatever we discussed, right, the logic, it's exactly the same, there's no difference. See, we have written an insert method, we are passing root and the value that we need to insert to it. Okay, if root is none, then we'll insert a node there itself. So root should have the reference of the new node. This is the case when root is none. Else, if root dot data is less than value, if your value is bigger, in that case, if root dot write is none, it means if there would have been nothing, we would insert node in the root dot write. Okay, then its write should have the reference to the new node. You will create a new node and you will keep the reference here. But in the else part, if it has got something, then we'll call the insert method again, but with the root dot write comma value. And similarly for the left hand side, if root dot left is none where you want to insert, if you compared, right, and during the comparison if root dot data is greater, it means the value is smaller, it needs to be inserted in the left subtree. So in that case you will come here, if root dot left is none, you will insert the new node's reference in root dot left, else you will call the insert method with root dot left comma value. Okay guys, so I am not telling you how the recursion is working here because I have told you earlier in the search operation where I wrote this method 4 times to make you understand how recursion is working. You can do the same thing here as well. Try to see every time what value is going to the insert method and try to do the dry run on your copy where you can write it multiple times and see how the recursion is working. If you want to see the code of this, you can check the description box. There I have provided the link to the code. Thank you guys.